How to talk in English at the airport.
Hey, airports can be stressful, right? But if you know what to say, it's much easier. So we'll walk you through common situations, checking in, security, boarding, and more.
Exactly. Let's start with the very beginning, the check-in counter. Checking in. When you arrive at the airport, you usually go to the check-in desk. The agent might say, "Good morning. Can I see your passport and ticket, please?"
And you respond, "Good morning, here they are." Or, "I'd like to check in for my flight to New York."
If you have luggage to check, "I have one suitcase to check." Or, "Is there a baggage fee?"
Sometimes they ask, "Do you have any liquids or electronics in your carry-on?" You can say, "Yes, I have a laptop and some toiletries." Or, "No, just a small backpack."
Security check.
Next is security. The officer might say, "Please take off your belt and shoes. Place your bags on the conveyor belt. Do you have any sharp objects or liquids?"
And you can say, "Yes, I have a pair of scissors," or "No, nothing like that."
Remember to speak clearly and be polite.
Asking for information. Airports can be confusing, so asking for help is common. You can say, "Excuse me, where is gate 15? Can you tell me where the restrooms are? What time does boarding start for flight 345?"
If you're unsure about your flight, ask, "Has flight 345 been delayed? Is the gate changed?"
At the boarding gate. When it's time to board, the staff might say, "Now boarding group 3. Please have your boarding pass ready."
You can ask, "Is this the right gate for flight 345? Can I bring my carry-on bag on the plane?"
On the plane. Once on the plane, you might want to ask the flight attendant, "Can I have a blanket, please?" Or, "Is there a vegetarian meal option? How long is the flight?"
And don't forget to say thanks. Thank you is always appreciated. Problems and complaints.
If there's a problem, like a delayed flight, say, "Is the flight delayed? How long is the delay? Can I get a voucher for food?"
Or if your luggage is lost, "My suitcase didn't arrive. What should I do?"
Inside the plane and during the flight. All right, James, now let's talk about what happens after you get on the plane. I know sometimes people get a bit nervous or unsure what to say during the flight.
Yeah, the plane can feel like a small, crowded space, but don't worry. Knowing a few useful phrases can make it easier to communicate with flight attendants or your seatmates.
Right. And sometimes you want to ask about the food or drinks on the plane. You can say, "Do you have any vegetarian meals? Is there coffee or tea available?" Or even, "Can I have some water, please?"
If you want to know about the flight time or details, you can ask, "How long is the flight? When will we land? Will there be turbulence?"
And if you feel unwell, it's important to say, "I'm feeling a bit sick. Is there a medicine I can take? Can you help me, please?"
Don't forget the small things, like asking for permission. "May I use the restroom now?" Or to your seatmate, "Would you mind if I get up for a moment?"
Sometimes you want to chat with the person sitting next to you. "Is this your first time flying? Where are you from? What do you do for work?"
That's a great way to practice speaking English naturally and make the flight more enjoyable.
Dealing with announcements and instructions. The flight attendants will give announcements, and sometimes it's good to understand or even ask if you don't get something.
Like when they say, "Please fasten your seatbelt," or "Please turn off electronic devices during takeoff."
If you don't understand, you can politely ask, "Could you please repeat that? What does that mean?"
In case of emergency. Hopefully you never have to use these, but it's good to know. If there's an emergency, listen carefully to instructions, like, please use the oxygen mask if needed. Follow the lights to the emergency exit.
If you need help, say, "Can you help me, please? I don't understand what to do."
After landing. Once you land, you might hear, please remain seated until the plane has stopped completely. Thank you for flying with us.
And when you're getting off the plane, you can say to the flight attendant, "Thank you for your help." Or to your seatmate, "It was nice talking with you." Practice example on the plane conversation. Let's try a short conversation on the plane.
Excuse me, could I have a glass of water, please?
Of course. Here you go.
Thank you. Also, do you know how long the flight is?
We have about 3 hours left.
Great, thanks.
Do you want a blanket?
Yes, please.
Final tips for flying English. Remember to speak clearly and politely. Use simple words if you're nervous.
And try to listen to announcements carefully. Sometimes they give important info.
If you practice these phrases before your flight, you'll feel way more confident.
Thanks for joining us again on Chill English Podcast. Stay chill and keep speaking.